at making modifications to invoice templates and action steps. So we've already actually gone ahead and added those modifications, but we just wanted to highlight what those changes were and let you know that we have gone ahead and created that template. So here I can see docket name, client reference number, defendant name, and attorney. So in this document, we've added all of those fields. There's always a few different ways that you can add those fields for slightly different results. So for example, we've gone ahead and created a client reference field that's just going to generate that client reference, but there are also, client contact numbers that you can use in the system and pull those onto invoices. And in some cases, that may be the better option for some firms. In other cases, it's going to be better to create these custom data fields. It just kind of depends, on what you need that information to be, how you're bringing it into the system, and how you want to display it. So that's an area where we really emphasize that working with a consultant can be really, really helpful. But just as a proof of concept, we wanted to kind of hop in and generate an invoice template with all of that information. So with that said, we're going to go into one of our existing matters, and we are just going to kind of go ahead and generate a draft bill and then go ahead and test that. So I'm going to go into my cost center test matter. And I'm just going to generate that bill. Typically, we'd be working with one of these invoice templates, but we're just going to select Save and Approve. And that's just going to let us sort of demonstrate some of this. So this is matter number 89, and that is invoice 1172. So I'm going to go using this, our merge field testing tool, which allows us to sort of test custom document templates before we add them to the product. We're going to go ahead and select Generate Output. And then we're going to open this. And so here we'll see a otherwise sort of default Actionstep template that has those fields and numbers added. So we can see docket number, client number 72, attorney name, and then defendant name. It's worth noting that the format of these is totally customizable in the product. So if we didn't want this to be bolded, or if we didn't, want this to be in the location that it was in, if we wanted number to be abbreviated, something like that, that's all fully customizable. This is really just more proof of concept that that's information that we can pull into the system. And if we wanted to kind of take a look at where some of this information is, we can actually go back into the system and go and access that matter, and we can see some of that information. So for example, if I wanted to take a look at the client reference number and the docket number, I can actually go into our case info section where we added it, and we can see those numbers have been listed there, and that's kind of what it's pulling in. So, really, this is just an incredibly flexible feature, and this is a small peek at what that can do, but we wanted to make sure that we kind of displayed a proof of concept there so that you could see that, in addition to being able to generate a lot of the information that you would expect to be able to generate on any invoice, client number, value of time, things like that, you can also add those custom fields as well. But that's all that we have for right now. Thank you so much.